We have Illini head coach of the volleyball team. He's hoping to serve up a great meal for a very good cause.
Indeed it is. Joining us in the CI Living Kitchen is Coach Kevin Hambly. Welcome back.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having me.
You might recognize, I'm drooling over the food.
Yeah.
You might recognize Kevin from our competition earlier this month on Valentine's Day when we played the Newlywed.
We lost, and I'm hoping to take care of that this next competition.
Right.
I want to win this next
So you're
one.
in a
rematch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't want to finish second again. I'm tired of second.
So you're in a new competition for Chop Chef Champaign. Tell us a little bit about it.
So Chop Chef Champaign, it's a fundraiser for our volleyball program. We're trying to raise enough money to go to Europe. And it's a cooking competition, like you'd see in Top Chef, like you'd see in Chopped. It's kind of a combination of those two. And essentially, the contestants, there's 8 contestants, business people from town, are showing up at 8:30 in the morning on Thursday, and they're going to give us a basket of ingredients, and we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with those ingredients.
Oh my word!
Yeah,
How do you prepare for that?
You don't. I'm just trying to survive it and be as creative as possible. And
do you enjoy cooking?
Cooking is my stress relief, and it's actually. It's actually how this kind of event kind of came about. A couple of us were talking about how we need to do a fundraiser, and we love to cook, and we cook for each other, so let's figure out a way to make a fundraiser out of this and do something totally different. But
what are we going to make today?
Yeah, this is, we know there's quick fires and these different things, so I'm trying to make something that a good meal you can make in like 20 minutes. Since, I'm not really going to show you what we're going to do this because I have no idea what I'm doing on Thursday.
Yeah, that's part of the magic of what that program is.
Right, and that's what the great challenge is going to be. So here's what I'm making is just it's a sun-dried tomato pasta that you can do in about 20 minutes at home. And one of the keys to it is we're going to put some oil. We've got a pan hot here. We're going to put some oil in the pan. And the oil we're using has been sitting in the sun-dried tomato, so you get a little bit more flavor in there.
Ooh, it's popping.
Yep,
it's hot.
My. Yep, sorry. And then we're going to throw the onions in that oil, and we'll get that going. So we'll get that going. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
And you were telling me that you just kind of eyeball things. You don't really measure it out.
Yeah, I put, like, you asked for a recipe, and it's more like tablespoons and things like that. I have no idea.
That's how we pros do it.
Right.
Yeah, right. So,
right.
like, that's the amount of salt, whatever that is. I have no idea, but that's about how much we're at.
A few pinches, I guess.
Yeah, so we add a little salt. We add a little bit of pepper here. Here's some pepper. We get that in the pan. Now, we normally would let this kind of turn opaque and simmer for a while. But for just the interest of time, and we already have made a batch here, we'll just start adding the other ingredients. So we add some basil. We add some red pepper flakes in here. We get this going. I like it a little bit hot, a little spicy. So we'll add that in there. And then we'll add a little bit of garlic, just for a little bit. We don't want to burn the garlic, so we add that for a little bit of time.
You have it nicely minced.
That's the way, it was okay. I could have probably put a little bit more time in that. We'll let this simmer for a little bit, come together, and then we're going to add, we're going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of red wine.
Oh.
Okay.
And
what is deglazing the pan?
Deglazing, so, when you're cooking this, you got all these nice little bits of, like we start to caramelize the onions and get things on the bottom. You get little bits of flavor that are actually on the bottom of the pan. They look like burn marks. The deglazing actually pulls that flavor off the bottom of the pan, and then we make sure it's incorporated into the onions.
Smart. So, it smells so good over here.
It's okay actually right now. We'll see how it tastes in a little bit.
Okay, right now.
Okay, we'll see
Don't let us down here.
Yeah. But then we add a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes that have been mashed up that I've mashed up earlier. We'll add that to the pan, and then we'll add some red tomatoes. These are actually tomato puree, and we'll add that.
Did you puree them yourself too?
This one I did not. I cheated on this one. But this one I did puree, the one that we're actually using. But in the interest of time, I just got some canned tomatoes.
Sneaking in a little bit more salt.
A little bit more salt. I should add a little bit more pepper. We want to layer flavors as we go.
Okay.
No more red pepper flakes, but we just like to salt the tomatoes and the pepper there as we go. And then we'll let this kind of get this up to a simmer, and we let this simmer for about 20 minutes.
And that's what it will look like when it's done?
This is what it'll look like. And what I'll do after that is I've got this little tool here. So after we let this simmer for a while, we get our immersion blender.
Well, okay, we should probably take a commercial break.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll let you immersion blend.
We'll let me immersion blend.
Yes. And we're going to check it back out here after the break.
And then we'll put this together, and we'll be able to taste it and see how we did.
I can't wait. It looks so good, but we're going to try it when we come back, so stay with us.